teams that I don't know if we will beat, it's the two that I left off that list. Starting off with Ole Miss, experts all over the media landscape are talking them up. And again, the more I hear the explanations of why they're talking up Ole Miss, the more I kind of agree with them and the more I understand why they're high on Ole Miss. This is definitely a chance for us to win. This is definitely a game that we have a very good chance to go in there and win if we play the right kind of ball. But, when we look at this, going into Oxford, it just seems like a very difficult task right now at this point in the season where we're in the preseason. We're not even to August yet talking about this. So it's more on the preseason hype stage. I have a hard time seeing us going into Oxford on a road game with this talented of a team, with Lane Kiffin trying to bring his team to a national championship. And they have a lot riding on this season. I think this feels like a do-or-die kind of season for Ole Miss. That's what it feels like, the energy that we're getting from them right now. So I think Ole Miss is going to be a very difficult one, and I don't know if we're going to beat Ole Miss. The other one being LSU. I mean, have you seen how electrifying Death Valley can be? Have you seen how loud it can be? Even if you're watching it on TV, there's been times where I can recall watching games in Death Valley at LSU in Baton Rouge, and you can see the vibrations in the camera from how loud it is. So, I mean, looking at LSU, this is going to be Thanksgiving weekend. It's going to be an evening or a night game. I mean, you look at this, there's going to be over 92,000 fans there screaming at the top of their lungs. I have a hard time seeing, at this point, Oklahoma walking into Death Valley and pulling off the win. But maybe my mind will be changed down the road, and I really hope it is. Maybe LSU isn't as good as we're projecting them to be. Maybe their offense takes a step down since they don't have Jaden Daniels. They have Garrett Nussmeier stepping in at quarterback. So maybe their offense isn't going to be as good, and we can stop them very easily. And of course, we know what we are expecting from their defense. Maybe that's better than what we were expecting, but still, maybe we just look like a much better team than them towards the end of the season, and we walk into Death Valley and we pull off the win. Those are just the two teams that I have a hard time right now where I stand in the preseason being able to pull off the victory. So looking at it right now, like I said, I see 6 for sure wins, and I see 3 to 4 that we can very, very well pull off. I think there's a very clear path for us to pull off these wins. So walking through this, again, going back to that 7.5, do I think that's disrespectful towards Oklahoma? Yes and no, because you have to understand where Vegas is coming from. If they only see 6 games, they have to put that mark right around that 6 games that they're going to give Oklahoma, and they're going to understand that Oklahoma is probably going to have 1 or 2 games that they weren't expected to have won. So when you look at Vegas odds, I think this is the right line, because we have to understand now Texas, on the other hand, they're number 2 in odds to win the SEC. So Texas has a lot higher expectations, but you also have to look at their schedule compared to ours. They go to Michigan and they go to they go to Georgia. If memory serves me correctly, they're on the road to Georgia. So there's 2 very tough teams in there. The rest of them are very controllable games that they can pull out with a win, much like maybe what we were talking about with Mizzou, that kind of a feel to them, or even South Carolina, where we really should be able to win. That's Texas's schedule. So, I mean, they have a much easier schedule. They got the better luck of the draw when going into the SEC. So, Sooner fans, I understand the frustration with this. I do think we are going to hit the over. I think 8 games is my minimum for Oklahoma. I would really want for 10. I would settle with 9 this year. This year, we can settle with that. Of course, we're always striving and we're always hoping for a national championship, right? So let's keep on cheering on the Sooners. And who knows, maybe this team is far better than even I'm expecting. And we end up going through there and we do win a national championship. That's dreaming. But you know what? We're allowed to dream because it's not even August yet. So let's do it. Let's dream all we can. Hey Sooner fans, did you enjoy this video? Well, if so, please help us out by hitting that subscribe button. If you want to see the rest of this video, you can click over here. Otherwise, we also have more videos right over here. Thank you so much for all of your support. Hope to see you next time.
Boomer.